Hello, great people. There's tension in the polity as two presidential candidates in the 2023 presidential election have been exchanging lyrical slaps and verbal punches. The two are Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party and Omoyele Sowore of the African Action Congress. Omoyele Sowore have been a staunch critic of Mr. Peter Obi, but now Mr. Peter Obi is fighting back. He is saying that he has had enough of Omoyele Sowore's, according to him, baseless criticisms. And not only is Mr. Peter Obi fighting back, his obedient movement are also fighting back, so much so that they are creating a mock photo of Omoyele Sowore and they are accusing him of being an agent of the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I have a lot to unpack for you in this particular video because I'll be telling you the genesis of the problem. I have a lot to unveil to you. So what I can advise you is that if you have watched this video to this level, don't miss any part, else you won't understand what I'm about to say, because I'll go to the genesis and bring you down to the current situation of things. Then we will dissect the associated issues on this episode with your sure plug, Dr. Omoshola. Now, what caused the issue between them is actually unknown, because since Mr. Peter Obi defected to the Labour Party and since he has this, unprecedented political support and he put up a good show in the 2023 presidential election, the attack from Omoyele Sowore has been intense. But now, Mr. Peter Obi is not taking it lightly, and what caused the recent rift between them is the Fidelity Bank issue. You will recall that the Supreme Court gave a judgment against Fidelity Bank, and the judgment is of over 200 billion naira, about 250 billion naira, and the Supreme Court is saying that the Fidelity Bank should pay a company called Sagecom. The Sagecom is an Ibadan-based company, and in a moment I'll be coming to that. But you see this the picture that you can see on your screen, which is the headline, is the genesis of the current problem between them. It says, as reported by Sahara reporters, that exclusive Peter will be blocked from private meeting with Tinubu in Rome hotel over Fidelity Bank 225 billion debt crisis. Sources. Now, Omoyele Sowore is alleging that Mr. Peter Obi sought the audience of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You will recall that both were reported to be at the inauguration of Pope Leo in Rome, and when the picture made the rounds that both greeted each other and they were laughing, I think a day after, Omoyele Sowore broke the story on his Sahara Reporters platform. And after that, he also brought out another exclusive, which is like a similar story, or if you like, you can call it a repetition of it. And I believe you can see the image on your screen at the moment. And this reads that exclusive Peter Obi went to Rome to plead with Tinubu over Fidelity Bank's 225 billion debt, not for papal inauguration. So that is another headline exclusive from Omoyele Sowore's Sahara Reporters. Now, the obedient are not having it because they are thinking that if Peter Obi wants to see Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he can see him anywhere. He can sort audience to even meet him in Aso Rock. But for somebody who is a Catholic, a staunch Catholic, to witness the inauguration of the Pope, and you are saying that, oh no, he didn't go there for that particular reason, he went to meet Bola Ahmed Tinubu. First, before I go into the response of Mr. Peter Obi, let me first of all tell you about this 225 billion debt. And to do that, I will read something for you in a moment. As regards the judgment, as it was being reported, it says that the judgment against Fidelity Bank. First, let me tell you that Mr. Peter Obi served as one of the boss in Fidelity Bank before he joined politics. So it is always alleged that Mr. Peter Obi has strong stakes in Fidelity Bank. Even some are reporting that, oh, Mr. Peter Obi is allegedly the owner of Fidelity Bank. Now, this is one of the reports of the judgment, and I'll read it to you. I need you to listen carefully so that you can get what the Supreme Court says. It said that the judgment against Fidelity Bank stemmed from a dispute that dates back years and involves a credit facility originally issued by the defunct FSB International Bank. In a unanimous ruling delivered by 5 justices of the Supreme Court on April 11, 2025, the Apex Court upheld the decision of the Court of Appeal, which had affirmed the judgment of the High Court of Lagos Ikeja Division delivered on January 28, 2018. The Supreme Court ordered Fidelity Bank to pay the full amount in damages to Sagecom Concept Limited. Now, the Sagecom Concept Limited is saying that the amount that Fidelity Bank will pay is 225 225 billion naira if all the interest is added. But Fidelity Bank, I must say, is arguing that the only amount that has accrued to them that they are going to pay the Sagecom is 14 billion naira. But people are saying that with Mr. Peter Obi's stakes, definitely he will want to intervene. So this particular judgment that I just read to you made Omoyele Sowore to kind of like break this exclusive story. Now let us go to the response of Mr. Peter Obi. Let's hear what Mr. Peter Obi had to say to these exclusive stories that Omoyele Sowore broke. You know, Mr. Peter Obi doesn't usually respond, even if the Tinubu boys, if they tackle him, he doesn't usually respond to all this kind of thing. He just lets go. But now, Mr. Peter Obi is not only responding, but he is responding seriously. He is firing from all cylinders. Now, let's read the statement of Mr. Peter Obi. He says that it's obvious that the biggest business for blackmailers, please listen attentively, the biggest business for blackmailers now is talking about Peter Obi from every negative perspective. Even my solemn spiritual trip to Rome has been twisted into yet another blackmail campaign by merchants paid ostensibly to propagate anything negative against Obi. One such individual, now it's referring to Omoyele Sowore, one such individual whose entire life revolves around blackmail, falsely claimed that I went to Rome to have a private meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu regarding a purported 225 billion debt crisis involving Fidelity Bank. These claims are not only baseless, malicious, but entirely false. Let me categorically state that I have never sought an audience with nor met President Tinubu since he assumed office, except about 1 minute meeting at the arena of St. Peter Basilica, Rome, during the inauguration mass of Pope Leo, where I was seated behind and had to respectfully greet him and other dignitaries present. Now, Mr. Peter Obi continued, I was previously in Rome on the 9th of May for the lying-in state of Pope Francis. Immediately after the mass and exchanging pleasantries, I went straight to Vatican City in London and then back to Nigeria. The self-proclaimed Blackmailer-in-Chief and others who thrive on spreading fake and falsehoods have also claimed that I own Fidelity Bank. Now, Mr. Peter Obi is debunking that he's not the owner of Fidelity, is debunking that, oh, Fidelity Bank doesn't belong to me. Now, let's continue the reading. It says, for the record, I do not. Throughout my career, I served as chairman director of 3 banks/financial institutions, of which Fidelity is one of them. Now, it continues. It says that Fidelity has over 500,000 shareholders, none of whom hold a major stake. What this blackmailer seek is to harm these hardworking Nigerians and cause them needless distress. To those peddling these falsehoods and engaging in blackmail, I offer a simple prayer. May God grant you the virtues of gratitude and understanding to know that we came here with nothing and we go with nothing, with nothing, that they cannot profit from their evil ways. A new Nigeria is possible. P.O. meaning Peter Obi. It means that Mr. Peter Obi is signing to that particular statement, and the picture of Omoyele Sowore holding corn in his hand has been trending. People are saying, and they even kind of like put Tinubu's cap on his head. People are saying that you can only be tackling Mr. Peter Obi this much if you are a supporter of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So people are alleging that Omoyele Sowore is acting behind the scene to make sure that the Tinubu agenda is actualized. That if Peter Obi is able to be decimated, if you can ruin his image in public eye, it will pave way for Bola Ahmed Tinubu to have an easy win. And Omoyele Sowore too is not giving up, he's responding. He responded to Mr. Peter Obi, and that's why I said they were extending lyrical slaps and verbal punches. Now let us go into what Omoyele Sowore used in response to Mr. Peter Obi. Omoyele Sowore said, I heard the money launderer in chief at Pandora Papers and package fraud has fabricated another story this morning about the reason his elder brothers bounced him during the ill-fated visit to Rome, Omoyele Sowore wrote. By the way, I must say that I was unable to get that particular write-up on Omoyele Sowore's social media page because his Facebook account has been deactivated. I think the Obedient got mad at him and perhaps they reported his page massively, and that has led to the deactivation of his page. So currently, Omoyele Sowore's Facebook page is reportedly deactivated. And not only that, I came across a post whereby Omoyele Sowore himself is crying out, and is crying out of frustration. He says that the illegal general of police, that's Inspector General of Police, is after me. Prosperity pastors are after me. Non-academic students at NAS are on my case. Mr. Peter Obi and his mob are after me. Tinubu is after my life. Arewa Twitter mob are after me. That is Omoyele Sowore crying out. But well, what I can say is that if everybody are after you, that means that there should be something wrong somewhere, and you cannot always win any battle as much as you cannot always fight everybody. Now, let us go into something that I find a little bit interesting, which is that Obi, as he is, won't be criticizing Tinubu if he strongly needs his intervention. Omoyele Sowore is saying that Mr. Peter Obi is seeking Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president's attention as regards the Fidelity Bank Supreme Court judgment and financial crisis. Now, Obi would not be criticizing Bola Ahmed Tinubu if he strongly needs his intervention. You will recall that when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in Paris, Mr. Peter Obi visited Plateau State to commensurate with their killings, and he kind of like visited, he tried to visit Benue State, but the governor resisted his visit. And if you look at it very well, Mr. Peter Obi will not be criticizing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Recently, just a few days ago, he criticized the president and the legislature for budget padding. So, if Mr. Peter Obi is seeking the intervention of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he won't be criticizing him this much at every given opportunity. So, apparently, looking at it, I think that kind of like throws sand into the argument of Omoyele Sowore, because you can't meet somebody and you go to Rome to meet that person just few days before you are criticizing the person. Immediately you came back from Rome, you are also criticizing the person. I think that contradicts Omoyele Sowore's assertion. With Omoyele Sowore, is he jealous of the unexpected political ascendancy of Obi? That is one question that we need to ask ourselves, and perhaps maybe people close to him can answer. What I can say is that Omoyele Sowore believes that wrong people are in charge and there's bad governance. So why not join force with Mr. Peter Obi so that both of you can team up, you can bring in your kind of like protest skills to achieve a new Nigeria, while Mr. Peter Obi will be bringing in his own skills as well, and you guys should match up as a formidable opposition. I wish both of them the best of luck. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past video. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.